If you were immortal, how would you live your life?
Hey everyone, welcome to Geekettes Chat. I am Shirley.
Hey people, I'm Christy.
And we are here to review The Old Guard on Netflix and I May Destroy You on HBO and BBC.
You got it!
I got it!
Yeah!
And yes, one is a TV show, one's a movie. First we're going to review The Old Guard on Netflix. And it is directed by Gina Prince-Bythewood. And she's a black woman. And she directed Beyond the Lights. So, do you ever seen Beyond the Lights?
I actually like Beyond the Lights.
I
About that
like
singer,
Beyond,
right?
yeah. Yes.
Oh, I don't remember the name of the character, but yeah.
I liked, I'm not going to talk about that guy. But, I liked the main girl, Goom Bathara.
Oh, I love that.
She was really good as a singer. I forgot the singer's name, but yeah, she was really good. But anyways, I thought that movie was really good. So I was like, alright. Because I didn't know she directed The Old Guard. I just saw it, and I saw a picture of Charlize Theron, who plays the main lead, Andy. And she has another whole name that I'm not going to even try to say. Because you know me and names. And I saw the poster, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. Did not click on it. Until I heard who the director was. And I was like, oh, I have to support this, of course. Yeah. And also, because I also like Beyond the Lights. And I was like, all right, let's do a review of it. And of course, I read some of the reviews from other people I trust who review films and TV shows. And I was like, oh, they say it's good. Okay, let's check it out and let's review it. And here we are reviewing it. So it is on Netflix. It is an action fantasy film. It's about 2 hours and 5 minutes, so not that bad. Released on July 10th on Netflix, and it's adapted from a graphic novel from the same name, which I did not even know was a comic book.
I didn't know that until today.
Now, yeah, I didn't know that until we were researching to do the review, and I was like, yeah, it kind of, that world, the fantasy world feels like a comic book
it
world
does, actually.
in a sense. So yeah, so what is the movie about? It's a group of immortal warriors, mercenaries who have saved humanity for over centuries, and this corporation, I guess, finds out their abilities, their powers, and wants to use it to to help in genetics and everything, so they want to use it. And so during that time, they also find that they start having dreams about a new immortal warrior, I guess, that they want to get on their team, on their group. Right. So that's the plot.
So the plot, yeah.
I was having a struggle just to say that.
I mean, it just starts off really quickly, but it's pretty cool. Right away you see that they're immortals in a way. Like their first mission.
Oh yeah, the first mission is the fight scene.
You find out that they're immortals, and they regenerate their body tissue every time their bodies are wounded.
But weren't you taken back by that scene?
I was taken back by that scene. I was like,
no, but I meant in a good way. I was like,
what is going on? Because here I'm thinking this is like a military type, spy type movie.
Yeah, because apparently they're supposed to be, and they're helping, of course, little girls who got kidnapped in South Sudan. I don't know if they actually shot there, but that's where it's supposed to be set, and the CIA hired them to save these little girls. But of course it was a setup for the corporation that wants their genetics. I guess it was a medical corporation, like pharmacies or something like that. I forgot what their type of corporation was, but they want to use their genetics. So anyways, that fight scene and them just dying, you're like, what the hell just happened? And then they get up.
Bullets are coming out of their side of their cheek, and you're like, wait, what is happening in this movie?
Yeah, that fight scene was good. So it's
kind of a little you're taken back. But anyways.
No, and the fight scene was really good. And of course, Charlize Theron, who plays Andy, oh my god, she's a multi-type of actress, I guess. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is she could do drama, she could do action really well. She works so well in this type of movie,
and she's such a badass in this film.
I know, and I love the fact that she's looking her age. I'm not trying to say she's What her age? Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, most of the time with action stars, they're always like in their early 20s or like, you know. And I always, and this was the thing I admired about Wonder Woman, was that these were older women just kicking ass and fighting and just like doing their thing. And you know, I think she's in her 40s. I could be totally
44.
wrong. Yeah. Okay. So she's not. Yeah, mid 40s. Why am I about to say mid 30s? Mid 40s. So, but that's what I'm trying to say. You don't see a lot of action movies starring women in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. And I think that's awesome that, you know, and she just looks so convincing, and she's in the field doing it.
I mean,
What else did you want to bring up?
Well, the character herself, Charlize Theron's character, is called Andy, and she's supposed to be from Cynthia, which is technically it's a period that's Euro-Asian that existed during classical antiquity, which is 8th century BC and 6th century AD. So that's around the time before Middle Ages. No, that is exactly the time before Middle Ages. So I was just trying to get a sense of like, how old is this person? Because there are scenes where she is shown in kind of like, I don't know if anyone's seen Xena Warrior Princess, but she's like in some like gear, like, or like Wonder Woman, you know, their gear. That's how she's dressed in an earlier scene, and I want to see that film. But anyways,
right during that time, and she has her partner, who also is Immortal, Queen, right? I think Queen,
which is played by Van Victoria Go.
Yeah, and what happens to Queen was that was messed up. I was like, oh damn.
That's one of the messed up parts of the film.
That was like, oh my god. Because again, they're immortals.
Yeah.
And it's like what happens to her is like,
it's crazy.
That's the worst. Like, to go through.
But one of my favorite things about this movie, of course, as always, diverse cast. That was fun. Kiki is played by a younger character who's a Marine.
Yes. She's the co-lead.
And actually her character name is Nile.
I like her
and
name.
She's a co-lead, and she's a black woman.
Yeah, and Andy and Nile have this like mentor-mentee relationship, and you see how Andy's trying to get I guess Nile ready for what life is gonna be like with having that immortal power and ability, and also like to, I guess maybe for her to take over the group, maybe, who knows? I don't know, maybe.
And then we have two other characters.
Getting her ready with the power and stuff, and understanding her power and her ability.
So we have two other characters.
I thought that was good.
Who I love, real quick, not to cut you off, but I'm just excited to jump into this.
No.
Because you don't see a lot of this. It's played by Marwan Kenzari and Luca Marinelli, which is Joe and Nikki. And so they're immortals. And
they're the best.
And they're in a relationship. They're in a loving relationship. And their relationship is the most adorable thing in this movie.
It was my favorite part of the film. I'm going to be honest.
Yes, it was my favorite part. It was my favorite part.
Them as a couple and stuff. No, keep on going. I'm sorry. I'm cutting up because I got excited.
That's before it happened to me. We get excited about these things. Anyways, the point is that if you want to see this movie for the action, great, but really stay for the romantic part of it.
Oh my god!
And it's not even heavy in the film, but it's like these cute, subtle moments. You can see the passion because of their dialogue, so it's so cute.
That moment when sorry for cutting you off.
No.
The moment when they're in when they got something kidnapped, and then he's confessing something to them about Joe's confessing about Nikki and stuff, and like how he loves him and he's much more than just his boyfriend and stuff.
Yeah, because the guy who arrested them or like took them, kidnapped them, but like, why are you kissing? Stop kissing, like something
like stop checking. Oh, he's your boyfriend. Like, he's like, he's so much more than that. He's the moon, and then all this. He goes, I can't say it because I'm like forgetting, but it was so good. It was so romantic. They were good, even though they weren't like. It wasn't such a complex story, or it wasn't like so much details in the characters. I think the performers bring out those details without, I guess, not having much.
They didn't have much to work with, but it's just the first film. It does stand out.
Yeah. They just let it. They you feel that relationship, I guess, in a sense, and how they perform and. Nikki and Joe. Yeah, they were my favorite part. The action scenes, I liked them. I thought they were a little too fast for me. It's because my eyes, I'm very a detailed person, and I start freaking out and I get overwhelmed
When you can't see
when I can't see certain things. But that's me personally. I thought they were going a little too fast with it. Again, that's me because of my eyes. But they weren't bad. They were pretty good. I especially like when you find out about their powers and stuff. That was my favorite fight scene. I like the church scenery in France.
Yeah, like
when they're doing the hideout, and I don't know, something about the church and the graveyard looked pretty and how it was shot.
Yeah, it was. No, some of the shots in this movie were really nicely done. Kind of
they were
picturesque almost.
Yeah. That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean that's it. Oh, let's go back to the first question that we had in the beginning. If you were immortal, what would you do with your life? I think I would do what they did. I would be purveyor of social justice, like
helping out,
kick-ass fight,
helping out, and going places that I want to go to.
Right?
I'm gonna be honest. I was like,
so answer that question in the comments if you can.
Yeah. So check out Old Guard. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, if you can't, I'm sorry.
Get the free trial.
It's free trial. How much? Like 7 days, something like that, a month or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Next movie. Next show.
And it was actually a good action movie. It was a good action movie. Fun time.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Fun time at home because that's all we doing.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Yep. Okay. So the TV show that we are reviewing is I May Destroy You.
Wow.
And it's on BBC and HBO. HBO, I think, is the co-producer. And it's a show that stars and is created by Michaela Coel, who is amazing. But I saw Chewing Gum on Netflix. That's how I found out about her and that show. There was only 2 seasons. I loved that show. I don't think you ever watched it.
I saw a couple episodes.
Oh, okay. I loved it. It was more comedy based than drama, but she brought real life situations and issues into it, but it was more like in comedy, but like a little bit over the top, but it still felt like real in the sense of their reaction to things, or her reaction to things and situations that happens to her. Like I said, that was a damn good show. I loved it, and I was sad when there was a 3rd season. But having read an article that we put down below, virtual. The New York Times has you have a section for entertainment. I forgot what the Vulture. Thank you so much. The Vulture article. We'll put it down below. It was a profile on her, and she talked about. She gave it was a long profile, so it was actually a really good read. So check it out. She talked about why she didn't make season 3 of Chewing Gum, and I read it, and I was like, great for her. You don't need season 3 of Chewing Gum, because what she went through was awful, and I definitely understand why she left and why she didn't want to do season 3.
But read the article.
Read the article. It's really good because, of course, you get so much of how she started and her school and what she faced there, and then going to a drama school as well, and how she met her friends and everything, and how some of her friends work on her shows too. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Yes. So basically, it's a comedy drama film, but it's more drama, and it's a 12-arc story. So there's only been 7 episodes, so we only saw 7. The 8th one comes out on Monday, which I think is the 27th. And we were like, should we review it after it finishes, or should we review it now? And I was like, let's review it now, because you were saying that, because then we could have people watch it. Because you have to check out, then you could check out the show and, finish it when it finishes. I think in August, I guess. Yeah, because of its 12 arcs. It's a 12-arc story. So anyways, it's about a serious topic that we were like, we didn't, it was just hard to get into, in a sense of how we were going to start it, because I really was like, oh, I want to check the show out, but then I was like, oh wow, the topic is about it. It's about sexual assault, and it's what happened to her in real life. But the I guess the story is fiction in a sense, just not her sexual assault, you know. And she made a story around it, you know. It's not based on what really happened to her, but the sexual assault really did happen to her.
The scene about her being she being drugged at a club, that's true.
Yeah, that's true too, because you actually it's in the article. She talks about it as well. So she's so basically she's the star. She is Arabella, who is a Twitter star turned like novelist. She's a writer basically. So I was like, wait, she's writing a book for Twitter? I got confused for a second because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
because I didn't get it at first, but I think she started making these tweets, and basically then she chronologized it in a book, and the book she called it A Fed Up Millennial, you know, which I love that title. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a good title. And so basically she's doing her second book, right? And she's trying to get ready for a writing summit, and she's struggling. She just came back from Italy, I guess, to help her write as well, and her boyfriend's over there, and she's struggling to finish it. So her friends are like, let's go hang out, you know, let's go to clubs and everything like that. And you know, when you like struggling with something, you're gonna do that other thing.
Exactly.
You're gonna be like, what? All right, I'm out.
Right.
Because you're just looking at that blank page for like forever. Like I remember sitting on a computer for like an hour just staring at it just to write a paper.
It's happened to all of us.
It happens exactly to all of us. So I understand. So I was like, oh, no wonder she wants to go to the club. I don't blame her. But she goes to the club, and of course, this is a running thing that happens. Her friends leave her all the time.
Yeah.
Like and she's like drugged. I think she's drugged out, right? She was taking certain things drinking
on
as
top
well.
of the fact that she was taking certain things,
I think
she was they slipped a drug in her drink.
Oh right, she was spiked. They spiked her. Somebody spiked her, as well. That was the big thing. And so, you know, and then the friends leave her, and it's her friend. I forgot the friend's name. The main guy that she was with that invited her to hang out. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. He just ends up leaving her, but you find out later it's more complicated, I think, in the sense of like with Terry, her best friend, as well. And it's like, don't leave your friends at clubs.
Exactly.
Please.
Don't ever leave your friends at clubs.
Don't.
Even if that means you're not getting sleep for the rest of the day till the next day.
That's scary. Leave your friends again, nobody should be spiking anybody's drink or doing the shit they're doing. So it's nobody's fault. But
and you can easily leave your drink at the table too.
Yeah, except for the person who spiked your drink, or you know. Sadly, you know,
if you're going to the bathroom and all that stuff, like, well, you're gonna take your drink with you. You know what I'm saying? So, just don't leave your friends. That's what we really want to say. Don't leave your friends who are drunk or practically passed out.
I mean, unless you have to leave. But I don't know. It's sad because, you know, you'd be scared for your friends. It's like, what's gonna happen? You know, you just know. But again, it's not it's not her friend's fault for leaving her. It's just, you know, because that shouldn't happen. What happened to her? Right. The sexual assault. That person should have not done that.
I think what she did great with the show was that she made it feel so human, right?
Yeah. Like the people that was one of the big things about the show. So she gets sexually assaulted after going to the club. She gets spiked by someone. I think it was a white guy or something. A white guy who was there just hanging around them. I think he spiked her drink. He spiked her drink and sexually assaulted her, and then took her back to her office. And she wakes up the next morning writing at the office. She doesn't remember anything until she goes home, and then she's like. And I like this scene in the end of the first episode, because she opens the door to her room, and then she remembers the memory of getting sexual assault. But I like it because of her reaction to it, because it felt real. Like, her reaction was like, huh. Like, you know, like, it just felt like just something you're like, wait a second, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
like I just that, and that's what I was.
Not too over dramatized, which is what you usually see in TV shows and stuff like that.
Right, and that's what I love about the show so far is the reactions to the situation, the realness, the raw emotions of the about what's going on, about the sexual assault that Arabella goes through. I'm sorry, and her friends, and then her friend, oh god, I forgot his name. Kwame.
Yeah.
Who's the actor's name?
Papa
Esidu. Papa Esidu. So Kwame, he gets sexually assaulted as well, and so he tried to report it, and the cops, or I don't know what the cops are called in England. I think it's Metro. I don't really remember. I'm sorry. They don't take it seriously. So, and then he hides it, and he doesn't tell his friends because he doesn't want to go through that embarrassment that he went through in the cops station.
Right.
And then, they weren't taking him seriously, that he was sexually assaulted by another man, that he was hooking up with.
Right. It was really, that whole scene just pissed me off because they were like, you can't really, do anything because you had sexual consented sex right before. And I'm like, yeah, but when someone says no.
Yeah, just because they had consensual sex before, of that, and if a person says no means no.
And by law.
Yeah, and the second time when that guy was like pushing on him, and he was like no and all that stuff, like you could tell he was that was not consensual. So he sexually assaulted him. He raped him. So it was just sad just seeing him, how he's holding it in by himself and just trying to face what he went through and there, but he also being there for Arabella and how she was also sexually assaulted as well.
Yeah. I mean, the show is really, like you said, a commentary on sexual assaults and how in this culture we normalize sexual violence all the time, and you see it throughout the show that it's like, like even him, he waited a couple of days before he reported it, because you see these images on TV all the time. People are, even in TV, you see a lot of sexual harassment happening between the characters, and it feels so normal. Mm-hmm. So there's this one scene that really is disturbing. Like, Arabella is in the hospital doing her examination after telling the cops that she's been raped, and this other lady sitting right next to her, and she's asking her, "Is this your first time?" And nonchalantly, she's like just smoking her cigarette, and she's letting her know that no, this is not my first time. Like as if it was normal. So it was just interesting to see that type of, I don't know how to explain it, but
and especially for that woman, who I'm guessing she was sexually assaulted a couple of times, because if she's asking if that's her first time, and how depressing and sad it is that it's become, I guess, normal to her. I don't know, because her reaction seems like it is what it is. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. Like, it happens so much to her that I think she's numb to it.
Yeah,
and that's awful and sad. Yeah. Ooh, it's a
tough show to watch, but it's such an important show
to watch.
They give so much information. This is one scene that I didn't even know that if when a guy takes off his condom and he doesn't tell you, like, it's considered rape.
Yeah, because that happened again. Arabella gets sexually assaulted again because the guy she's having sex with sneakily takes off the condom without letting her know. She thinks he still has the condom. He took it off without letting her know. So he sexually assaulted her. He raped her. So it's like, and she didn't know that. And that was a sad thing too, because I think not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about that until I took I don't know if it's a new law, but I never heard of it until my course in college. That was a great course. My health education course. She was amazing, that teacher, because she was teaching me a lot, and she taught me about that too. And so so it was sad because she gets sexually assaulted again without even noticing it. So it brings up these topics that some people might not know. I think that's why the show is so important as well. And again, the reactions, the raw emotions and the consequences to things, and her best friend. And I love her friends. She also has a best friend, Terry, who's an actress. What is the actress?
Veruche Opia?
Yes, Veruche Opia. And she actually went to school. She was in the article. She went to school with Michaela Coel. Okay. So, I like how she works with her friends. I just wanted to bring that up.
And it's important because in the show you see the complexity of friendship, where it's not just them being supportive of each other, but them actually not being real with each other, or lying with each other, or not being there for each other when it's most important. So you see a real raw complexity of what friendship is. Yeah, so
and who can you trust and everything. Trust, yeah. Terry leaves her sometimes too. By herself. So, and then now, the episodes we've seen so far, Arabella's in social media, and all that stuff. And she's not really listening to her friends, I guess, in a sense. But again, it's a coping mechanism, I guessing, to get into social media and stuff about what's happening to her. But she's not paying attention to her friends, really. So it's that complexity of being a human being. We do these mistakes. We care, we give, but we also hurt, as well. We hurt each other. And that's the complexity of being a human being. I like how her characters, she does this in Chewing Gun too. I like how her characters have flaws, they're just real humans, So yeah.
I especially love the discussion she has with her friends and with regards to social issues, specifically, in the Black community. So,
and the racism they face as well, with that company that uses her.
Yeah, so it touches on a lot of different areas, which is very interesting.
Oh, and it also talks about self-care.
Oh yeah,
and how she was that was so good. How she was just trying to self-care, listen and try to let me go paint, let me do yoga, because she's getting memories of her assault, and I can't imagine having those images come out your head, because when you're sitting by yourself, a lot of things overwhelm you in your head. Yeah. So she's just trying to survive. She's just trying to paint, get that,
And it was her therapist who told her to do these
the self-care
activities.
Yeah. And she's when she was crying.
So
oh no. I don't know. Sorry, I'm about to start to cry because I was just there's some parts of the show that was just it kind of hit you.
Yeah, it's very.
It was really hard.
Very emotional show, honestly. And then, but there's also these really quirky, funny, witty parts.
Oh my god!
Especially the part where she's on her period and she's about to have sex with a guy.
God. That was the
best. And then a big piece of her blood mucus comes out, and he's like, "What is this?"
He was like, "What is this?" And she said, she's like, "Good job."
She was telling him
but the way she says it,
you did a good job.
She was like, "Good job."
How he reacted to seeing that blood on the bed. That whole scene was just
so
perfect.
Good. Her reactions are the best. She's just, it's so subtle, her reactions.
Yeah. She works it really well.
Yeah. So you definitely have. I think, to be honest, out of all the shows we've seen in quarantine, it's actually probably my favorite show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I think it's a great show. She's amazing, man. She's an amazing writer. So yeah, check out I May Destroy You.
And just before we go, we're gonna leave information down below about a national sexual assault hotline. Mm-hmm. Just because, if this is another thing happening in the show. If you sometimes you just don't know. And if you want information, or if you have, or you're not sure, you should always seek out a sexual assault advocate and find out. And they can provide you with services and counseling and give you the information you need. So.
Oh yeah, that's
RAIN.org too. RAIN.org.
And then the National Sexual Assault Hotline
which is 1-800-656-4673.
Okay. Oh damn, we said it at the same. Okay, so I have a New York one as well, a sexual assault hotline. It's the New York Alliance Against Sexual Assault, and it's a helpline or a chat line for confidential counseling. It's 212-514 SAFE SAFE or 7233. And you could also email them as well at survivor support at SVFREE free at nyc.org. But we'll put all this information at the bottom because it's of course important. Yes, definitely check out that show. Check out the movie as well. And thank you. Subscribe, like, comment below if you have any. We'll
be on the chat right here if you want to chat with us about anything.
Yeah, as well. And the Latino film market is coming up
next week Monday. Tickets starting at $5. Festival pass, which includes all the films, for $10.
Yes.
You can't go wrong.
LatinoFilmMarket.org. You could check out amazing films and a concert as well from amazing artists.
And panels for
filmmakers
as
well. Panels for filmmakers. Check it out. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Peace out.